Hi everyone and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to be making gnocchi. It's really easy, but it's a little time consuming. You have a lot of steps, but it's well worth it at the end. So let's get started. You're going to need to peel and slice 2 pounds of potatoes per batch, okay? So I'm using russet. They're the best to use for this. They're a little bit dry on the dry side. That's what you want. And you want to cook them till they're fork tender, just like mashed potatoes. We're going to mash these with a ricer, but we're not adding milk and salt and pepper. We're just mashing potatoes, and then we add stuff to that. So I'm going to cut up these potatoes. I would suggest you at least doubling it, because you can freeze them and then pull them out when you need them. And when you're making a pretty big mess, so while you're making it, I would make extra, okay? So I'm just going to cut up my potatoes, and I'm going to start boiling them, and then we'll continue after that. Alright, once your potatoes are done, we want them just fork tender. We don't want them to get mushy. So when they're just fork tender, pull them, let them cool for about 5 or 10 minutes, but you want to do this when they're pretty warm, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your ricer, and you're going to put potatoes in it. If you don't have a ricer, just make sure you mash them really smoothly, okay? And then I'm going to have Jackie do this for me. And all you do is put it through the ricer like this. These make them really smooth. And you're going to do that with all your potatoes. And then we're going to let them cool for another like 10 to 15 minutes after we do this. And because we're going to be adding egg, and we don't want to add egg to such hot potatoes or it'll cook the egg. And there you go. Just continue doing this until you have all your potatoes done. I did 3 recipes for mine, so it's going to take me just a few minutes to get it done. Alright, once your potatoes set for 5 to 10 minutes, then you're going to start adding your ingredients. So you're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Now remember, I did 3 batches, so I'm going to do 3. These are very bland because the sauce is going to be the show. These are like light, fluffy dumplings. 1 large egg. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start adding my flour slowly, just a little bit at a time, because I don't want them so heavy with flour that they're dense and they're just really hard. But if you don't put enough flour in, then they will be really mushy and they'll fall apart when you boil them. So what I would suggest doing is when you think it's right, take a piece and get your water boiling and boil 1 or 2 pieces and see if it holds together and then how it tastes, and then go from there. I'm just going to mix this in really well. This has to fold it in, but there's no folding this. Huh?
No, not really.
Alright, once you get your dough all ready, I added a lot more flour to mine. It could be my potatoes had a lot of water in them. It could be my eggs were a little bit bigger.
Humidity.
It's a lot of things. But I do boil. I took a little pan and boiled a few first and found out they fell apart. So we added more flour, did it again, and they were perfect, okay? So you're going to need a baking sheet with some wax paper on it, and you're going to just lightly flour it. You're going to lightly flour your board, and you're going to take this into 4 equal sections, and then you're going to make it into a snake.
About 3/4 of an inch in diameter.
3/4 of an inch in diameter and a 1/2 inch.
You're going to want to cut it in 1/2 inch lengths.
Right. Don't use a lot of flour, you don't need it. These will poof up when you cook them.
I ate the tester. It was very good.
Yeah.
Even without any spaghetti sauce or garlic oil, you know, just plain.
Just going to work with this a little bit. keep rolling until you get to your desired length. Just a little bit too thick in the middle here. I know how that is.
Alright, hey, stop looking at me when you say that.
Alright, I'm just going to use my bench scraper to cut this. You can just use a butter knife, whatever. So you're going to do it into 2-inch pieces, just a
Half-inch pieces.
Or half-inch pieces, I'm sorry. Half-inch pieces. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take, this is called a gnocchi board. Okay, you can get them online. I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on my board. And then what you do is you just take it and roll it down. And what this does is it gives you crevices into your dough. That way the sauce gets in there. If you don't have that, you can use the back of a fork. You can leave them just like this, or you can do it into the back of a fork, kind of start like this, and just roll it over. Press a little bit harder than I did. There you go. And you have the rolls. So just continue to do that. You're going to place them onto your floured wax paper sheet until you're done making them all. Alright, so now I'm done rolling. Now, at this stage, if you want to freeze them, put saran wrap over the top and put them in the freezer in single layer like this and let them get frozen. Once they're frozen, you can put them in a Ziploc bag, okay? I'm going to cook mine, get a big pot of boiling water going, salt it, and you're going to cook them for 3 to 4 minutes, and you want them to rise. Don't stir them immediately. Let them start to come to the top before you start stirring. Alright, so we finished our gnocchi, and I put the homemade 6-hour spaghetti sauce on it. We'll link that below, that recipe below. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you. Did it come out good?